I hope to learn about what happens in Kenya and what it is that people can do that can better women and men's lives. And I keep repeating it's women and men. And I also hope to teach.
We are, or I am, a changing person. I'm a changing being. Our opinions, our perceptions, and our experiences still make us who we are, and they're not reduced just because other people disagree with us.
Yeah, I disagree with that statement because number one, the word easier is comparative. I have not been in the other sex so that I can have that experience. Another thing, I'm a believer in God, and I believe it is God who created both men and women. There is the story that the Jews, they pray in the morning. The first thing they say is, thank God that I was not born a woman. And sometimes we joke with my wife, and she says, what if we would reverse roles? I cannot believe myself in the maternity room. I cannot believe myself that monthly situation, the menstrual period every month. I think women have got their own inner power to handle that. So I'm comfortable being a man.
I think gender is a spectrum. And therefore, when we limit this question to the other sex, I think we exclude a large population of people. So I disagree because I think other sex is very wide. Would it be easier if I was a trans person? Would it be easier if I was an intersex person? I'm not just limiting it to if I was male. And then secondly, the aspect of intersectionality that comes into inequality as well. Therefore, that means our struggles are very different. I am definitely more privileged than a man living in, say, a refugee camp. So if we only look at it through that binary lens of other sex, male, female, would it be easier if it was a man? Then it is false, because then we are ignoring the intersectionalities that exist.
I believe one of the biggest misconceptions is when we cannot differentiate what is culture and what's religion. Sure. And what I see the scriptures are, and what I see is the examples of the Prophet, peace be upon him. You know, the first Muslim was a woman, a businesswoman. And she was the first person to take his message. She was his wife, 25 years older than him. Today, you have Muslims who will not even think about looking at a divorced woman. So there's certain areas where we look at and we say, okay, this doesn't work for us, so let's say this is religion. My mom was someone who wears the hijab. I've never seen her step outside without the hijab. When I did my research to understand what niqab is, which is now what people are saying the face covering is Islam, which has become even contentious. Why is it that we want to control human beings? I don't want anybody to tell me how I can dress. I can wear Speedos today and be around in public. But a Muslim woman who chooses to wear the veil is considered oppressed. Her choice, but she's considered oppressed. It's being deemed as religion. It's being deemed, it's culture.
If I would agree that probably my life would have been easier, that means that I'm regretting being a woman. And I have absolutely no regrets. There's something about being a woman. A woman can be vulnerable, but she can also exude a lot of strength. There's something in the way a woman thinks, the nurturing ability of a woman. Oh my goodness, I will not give it up for anything just because once in a month I get to bleed.
I think if I was asked that question 10 years ago, I would step up very quickly and say, yeah, my life would be easier if I were a man, just because of everything I learned. But within these 10 years, 22-year-old Ivy versus me now, the things I haven't learned and the life experiences I have gone through. For example, I agree with Oko, carrying 2 children at the same time. I felt very close to God, to be quite frank. I was like, oh, this is cool, being a woman and being able to.
I say it's next to godliness. Oh, forget cleanliness.
Yeah. I feel so. Sometimes I believe maybe God is a woman. So I've done so much unlearning in the past 10 years. And also me being given a leadership position to nurture 2 women, I cannot allow them to feel that the other sex or the other sexes have it easier. And I'm a very strong believer in thoughts become things. If I tell myself every day that men have it easier, men have it easier. I want to work towards making my life better. No, do I think you guys have it easier with the other sexes? Definitely not. I love being a woman.
For me, the only way it would probably be easier was if I was a rich woman. It would definitely be easier. I mean, still, rich women are still oppressed in their spaces by, the different, gender nuances we still have. But it will be easier. With all the menstruation and everything, I'm rich. I'd take it.
That experience of bringing life is something that God has blessed you, only you guys with. I mean, in my culture, you're not even allowed to be in that room, and I was there with a camcorder.
What?
My grandma was actually calling me, saying, "Get that man out of that room."
But I disagree with that. I believe men should be part of the birth experience.
How else do you get?
How else-
Yeah, how
exactly.
else would you understand what this human being has just undergone? The beauty of birth,
I want to thank you guys. Thank you guys. They always say if you're in a room and you're the smartest person in that room, you're in the wrong room. This is the best room I've ever been in. Thank you.